Hello, Flouflé! First of all, I just want to apologize for not being able to upload a video yesterday. I was honestly feeling really under the weather, so I decided to let myself rest for a bit, instead of forcing myself to draw while feeling exhausted. But now that I'm feeling a little better, I wanted to make up for my absence by drawing another fan art of one of my favorite YouTubers from the Krew. For today's drawing session, I decided to draw Lunar. I used a pose reference I found on Pinterest. So I guess this video is kind of a mix between a picture I found on Pinterest, video, and a fan art video at the same time. Recently, I've been really enjoying combining references with fandom characters because it lets me practice new poses, while still drawing characters I genuinely like. As usual, I started the piece traditionally first, but you might notice that in the video, I skipped showing the sketching process and went straight into linear art. Recently, I've been trying to make my workflow more time efficient because I realized I spend way too much time staring at screens while drawing. Since too much screen time has been affecting my vision lately, I've been looking for ways to speed up my process without sacrificing too much quality. Honestly, skipping directly into linear art helped me work a lot faster than usual. I already had the sketch prepared beforehand, so I could focus more on cleaning up the lines and rendering instead of spending extra time adjusting the rough draft on screen. One thing I really enjoyed while making this piece was experimenting with the rendering while still keeping the process simpler compared to my more detailed artworks. Sometimes I tend to over-render everything, which makes my drawing process way longer than it needs to be. So for this illustration, I tried balancing detail with efficiency more carefully. I also really liked the pose I chose for Lunar because it matched her energy really well. I think references are honestly super helpful when you want to experiment with more dynamic poses or compositions, especially when you're still learning anatomy and proportions like me. Since this piece was a little simpler than some of my recent drawings, I got to focus more on the colors and overall vibe instead of stressing too much over tiny details. I feel like simpler illustrations can still look really nice as long as the lighting and rendering feel cohesive. And honestly, I'm really happy with how this drawing turned out overall. What surprised me the most, though, was the amount of time it took me to finish it. This illustration only took me exactly 1 hour and 59 minutes, which is actually the fastest drawing I've completed in my current art style so far. Considering how detailed my newer style has become recently, finishing a piece in under 2 hours honestly feels like a huge achievement for me. I think this drawing also helped me realize that improving efficiency doesn't always mean lowering quality. Sometimes simplifying certain parts of the process can actually make drawing feel less stressful and more enjoyable overall. That's all for today's drawing session, Flouflés. Thank you so much for watching and continuously supporting my art and videos. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you guys again in the next upload. Enjoy the rest of the speed paint, and goodbye!